Hello there, this is Ty the Movie Guy, and I just watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I've never played any of the games, but I watched the movie, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And since I've never played any of the games, there were definitely a lot of different Easter eggs and cameos and just fan servicey stuff in this movie that I didn't understand at all, and it made the theater go crazy. And it's kind of funny because I guess that's how people who aren't big Marvel fans felt when different Marvel movies came out, because like when stuff like Endgame came out and No Way Home came out, I was the type of person screaming and losing my mind over stuff like that. So it's funny being on the other side of the situation where I don't understand anything, but people who do are loving it and they're freaking out about it. So I'm happy that people got to freak out over something they love. But on the flip side, the people in my theater specifically, I have a feeling it's going to be probably everywhere, especially on opening night. But my theater specifically, there were people like yelling out jokes and stuff and yelling out stuff like, "Is that the bite of 87?" And I thought it was going to be like a one-time thing, but just throughout the whole movie, it kept happening and kept happening and kept happening. And it was pretty annoying to people were yelling out in the theater, but I guess they're just very passionate fans. So if you're not that type of person, definitely wait to watch it like a week after all the hardcore fans have seen it, or just watch it at home. But yeah, that was a little bit annoying, but you know, I'm happy that they got all the fan servicey stuff that they wanted. Like they were freaking out over like people like Vanessa and stuff, and like the waiter at the diner or whatever. And when I just saw Vanessa, all I thought of like was that meme that came out when the game came out a couple years ago, where it's like, "Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl."
And stuff like that. Like I only know about this game because of the memes. So it was funny just like seeing bits of the cameo but not understanding the full picture. So about the main plot about this movie, about how the animatronics are ghosts of dead kids, I know that's like a big part of like the game and everything, but to me, I'm not a huge fan of that, honestly. Just I'm not big on the whole lore, probably because I didn't like learn about it from the games and stuff, and it gets a little confusing, and I'm not a huge fan that like it's called Five Nights at Freddy's. So I never really understood from the game that I guess it takes place over several days, because you only like really see the nights in Five Nights at Freddy's. But like in the movie, of course, it like one night happens and then daytime, one night happens and then daytime, and that happens over and over again. And like I know that's a part of the game and everything, but for me, just for the plot, I think it would have been better just one whole night and kind of just cut the more tame scenes, like the daytime scenes, and just like stay in the nighttime the whole time and keep it scary like throughout the whole movie. And speaking of the scariness of this movie, it's like PG-13, so it's not scary at all. There's jump scares, but they're just really lame jump scares that you're expecting, and I wasn't really scared at all. It definitely suffers because it was PG-13. If it was rated R, they could definitely do more horror stuff, but I know lots of kids are a fan of the game, so it makes sense to keep it PG-13 for the kids. But if you were to make a better movie, definitely make it rated R, but it's definitely more accessible as a PG-13 movie and for a more broader audience. So that's really all I have to say. I wasn't a huge fan, honestly, mainly because I've never played the game, so I'm not super into this franchise or anything. I am a big fan of a movie that's very similar to this called Willy's Wonderland. I watched it in my first You Pick the Flick video, and it was actually surprisingly good. It's a lot like Five Nights at Freddy's, but kind of minus the ghost kids stuff and like more of the stuff I want, where it's like over one night only, and it like stays, you know, in the nighttime, and it stays like constantly scary, and it doesn't have the stupid like ghost kid stuff, and it's just animatronics trying to kill you. And that's really what I wanted from this movie, but it had all the lore from the games that I know the fans would be fans of, but me personally, I just want like very straightforward stuff, like animatronics trying to kill people instead of all the lore based stuff. So yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Yeah, just because too much plot. I honestly, I wanted it more simple, not gory enough, should have been rated R. And it's not really the film's fault, but just the people watching it were really, really annoying. Like the cheering was fine. Like I'm happy they were happy about like all the cameos and fan service and stuff, but just yelling out, "Was that the bite of 87?" and just random stuff trying to get a laugh out of other people really wasn't very good theater etiquette. So yeah, if you're a big fan of the games, obviously go watch it in theaters. But if you're more hesitant and not a big fan of the games at all, like me, just wait to watch it at home. Unless you're a big movie person and you just like seeing a movie in theaters like once a week and you just want something to watch, like me, then go watch it. But yeah, if you're not a big movie person and you kind of want to check it out, but you're not a big fan of the games, just wait to watch it at home. It's not that amazing as long as you're not a huge fan. But if you are a big fan of the games, you probably will like it. It just really depends if you're a fan of the games or not. So that's really about it, and farewell.